In the diagram below, we have f of x, which is a log function. And then we have g are drawn. The graph of g is a reflection. Is a reflection of f by the line y is equal to x. Meaning what this is an inverse. No?
Yes.
This is the inverse of this one. Yes. And then they say the graph of f passes the point 4 and 2. No? Q is an x-intercept. No? F and R are the y-intercepts. F and R are the y-intercept of G. Where's R? Oh, they say which, oh, R is the y-intercept of G. Okay. Number one, they say, write down the coordinates of P prime, the image of P. So if you have this one, look at this one. I'm sure this one is 4:2. No? What is going to be P prime, which is the reflection by the line y is equal to x?
2:2.
It's going to say that we have 2:4. 2 marks. We got the 2 marks.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, they say, tell us which one is going to be A, or show which A is going to be equal to 2. How do we show them? We're going to say which we have y, which is equal to the log 2x. And then we come and say, okay, but now we have 2, which is going to be the log A 4, like this. No? And then from the onwards, you say the log is going to push this one. So you're going to have A squared, which is going to be equal to what? To 4. And then you want to remove squared. So you say square root, you say square root has a plus and a minus. And then you tell them which A is going to be equal to what? To 2, the positive one. And then for this one, they're going to give you 1 mark for substitution, 1 mark for removing the log. They say, write down the equation of G in the form of. Now, we spoke about this to say, if Elena is given a log, they can delog. If Elena is given an exponential, they can log the function. So if we check what is the equation of f, the equation of f says which y is going to be equal to the log 2x. Even if you couldn't get it here, even if you couldn't show, when you go to the next question, this is what it is. Now, if you are going to write this question, then but you go delog it. What you are going to do, Chaya, is simple. We're not simply going to remove the log. And then you're just going to write it a little bit better. It's going to look like this. So you're going to have y, which is going to be 2 to the power of x. Are we fine? Yes. There's no need for us to get this wrong. It's either you're going to log or you're going to do what to delog this thing.
Yes.
So it's 2, it needs to be a base, and then it needs to have what? An exponent. And then they give us 1 mark. We're still fine. Now, the other thing that we usually do, Tina, are something like this. So we have y, which is going to be the log of 2x. And then if they say determine the inverse, we will say we have x, which is going to be the log 2y, like this. And then from the onwards, you just simply push the 2 there. It says 2 to the power of x is going to be what? To be y. You wanted to ask me something?
If you didn't substitute A.
If you didn't?
Substitute A.
If you didn't substitute?
No, A as 2.
You are supposed to substitute. That's why they gave it to you. If you wrote it as A,
yes.
That is wrong. Because that is why they gave you. They say show which A is equal to 2. So when you go to the next question, A is equal to 2. Okay, T is a point on F. No? T is a point on F in the first quadrant where T is parallel. Oh, TR is parallel to the x-axis. So we have something that looks like this. Like this, no? And then we have T here. Sharp. Calculate the area of triangle RTP prime. It's not P, that one. It's RTP prime. So we are looking for a triangle like this here. I'm sure somewhere here. We have this point here. We have this point here, which is P prime. You still remember? So we had P prime here, which is 2 is to what? Is to 4. And then we have coordinates of R. What are going to be the coordinates of R? It's 0 is to 1. It's always 0 is to 1. Any number to the power of 0 is going to be equal to what? To 1. And then here we want to know which, okay, here we know, agree this thing, they told us which they are parallel. Meaning the y value is not going to change here. Throughout here, the y value is not going to change. In other words, they're trying to tell you what the y value here is going to be 1. If y is 1, then we can go and substitute and try to get what is going to be x. So how do we get which one is going to be x? We're going to say y is going to be equal to the log 2 x like this. But now we know what is y. What is y? It's 1 is going to be equal to the log 2x. Then it says 2 is going to be equal to what? 2 to the power of 1, which is going to be what? To be 2. You can see even the x margin is not changing. The x and the x is not changing, meaning which this thing here is forming a 90 degrees. Because this one here is parallel. This one here is perpendicular. So they are going to form what? A 90-degree angle. I will still find it. Now we can calculate the length then. If you calculate the length of this thing, let's check what is it that you are going to have. You are going to have something like this. What is going to be the length of this one here? The y doesn't change. The only thing that is changing is the x. So if you want to get what is going to be TR, you are simply going to say, okay, but TR is going to be given by 2 minus 0. Because 1 and 1, they are going to give us 0. So I'm not going to concentrate on the y. I'm simply going to say that is the bigger one subtract the smaller one. So it's going to be 2 minus 0, which is going to be equal to what? To 2. Meaning with this one here is 2. Now here, with TP is going to be given by x doesn't change. X 2 minus 2 is going to give us 0. But this one we're going to have 4 minus 1. What is 4 minus 1? So the distance from here to here is going to be what? To be 3. Since you are looking for an area and then you have a right angle triangle. Since you are looking for an area and then you have a right angle triangle, then you can do something like this then. You can say which is the area of triangle, it was R T P prime. This is going to be given as half base multiplied by the perpendicular height. So it's going to be half multiplied by our base. It's 2 multiplied by 3, which is going to say the answer is going to be 3 units squared. Yeah, it's an area. It's unit squared. It's a unit multiplied by a unit, then it gives us unit squared. If you said unit, you would have rather not write the unit at all, because the area it's a square something. Okay, let's check. What did you get for this one?